Hello everyone. I know this looks a lot different than the usual fare you are used to seeing from me, but I have been commissioned to do what seems to be real ASMR, and I know this is untread territory. It seems a bit scary, but if we were in a movie, this would be the point where I would say, "Do you trust me?" And then you would say, "Not really, like, we don't even know what you look like, we don't even know if you're a real person," and then I would say, "Then jump." So regardless, I'm going to attempt making some noises that could quite qualify as just had a camera set in a forest in Galler, and at the very end of the live stream, they had the Galarian Ponyta just come running through. I only watched part of it, though. I didn't get to see that part live. Maybe I'll switch it up. I'll go for the back. Oh, dang. It's $12. That's a pricey box. And I mean, you're paying money for a box to put money in. So how about that? I don't know what you would call that. Would you call that irony? Serendipity? I don't know. I always get confused with terms like that. You know, I always like seeing concepts for different evolutions. Maybe I should save this for when I'm talking about, for when I'm actually doing the evolutions puzzle, but I've seen so many concepts for maybe a dragon type evolution or a fighter type evolution. It's just like, yeah, those are really cool. Why don't those exist yet? But who can say what's going on over at Game Freak or even Nintendo, really? I mean, they've been through a lot of controversies, but that's kind of a negative thing. I don't really want to focus on that. And speaking of Nintendo, I also have, well, maybe I should leave it as a bit of a surprise, a bit of a plot twist in the narrative. I mean, you might think that you're watching just an average video of some woman that you've never met before scratching a wooden box, but really, something crazy is gonna happen that's just gonna flip the whole video on its head, and you're not gonna know what's happening. It's gonna be crazy. Another thing I did think about for a discussion topic could be the series, the Arkham games, because of this very nice box that I have, which is not just a Batman box, it is also a Batman coin. I think it's $10 denomination, and my parents got me this for my birthday. It is a very nice coin in a very fancy box, but I mean, obviously I don't get much chance to show it off, because where are you going to show off your coins, right? But, you know, it's still a nice box, very, very smooth to the touch. You know, I do it casually, but I am a big fan of collecting fancy looking coins. I'll go through my change, I'll find some quarters that have special designs on them, and I'll just be like, yeah, I can keep these, and I keep them in a little jar. Like, I don't have a pro collection or anything. I just have a small coin jar that I got at Disney in the 90s. Well, no, actually it was more like 2002. I think I was about 6. My family went to Disney World. We got a bunch of memorabilia and things. So yeah, all of my fancy coins are in a Disney Joker's henchman or something, and then I never turned it on ever again. But it did have a bit of an interesting story, especially with, they actually explained why Bane was so brainless in Asylum, because, you know, if you read the comics, Bane, he looks like a big tough guy, but he's actually really smart and calculating, and in the Arkham games universe, their explanation for why he's such a big dumb brute in Arkham Asylum is because in Arkham Origins, some stuff went down, and he kind of lost his mind as a result, and it was interesting that they actually wrote an excuse for why he was so different from his version in the comics. Of course, that was just a symptom of Arkham Asylum, you know, just having big muscle guys to fight, even with the final boss with the Joker, because the Joker is all just about, you know, joking around, like, just sometimes outsmarting Batman, but in Arkham Asylum, he just takes some Titan, I think it was called, and he was just like, I'm a big scary guy now. And I guess it was interesting how Arkham City dealt with the consequences of that, and how he got sick and he died and everything. Spoiler alert, sorry. And yeah. And then in Arkham Knight, I really do feel that they dealt with that. The story really continued in a satisfying way, and they brought back the Scarecrow, who, like, he showed up in the first game, and then he disappeared for, I think, he was an Easter egg in Arkham City, and I don't think he was in Origins at all. And then in Arkham Knight, they were like, yeah, Scarecrow's the main bad guy. Like, heck yeah, man, that's awesome. You can really get a lot out of a villain that is based entirely on fear. Anyway, let's move along to our next object. This is the, I don't know if you can see it, it's the Pokemon Evolutions puzzle. I picked this up in Florida when I was there last December. I spent Christmas in Florida. Obviously, can't do that this year, you know, but I did have a really fun time there. We got to go to all the Florida places, you know, the Space Museum place, where they actually have one of the space shuttles in there. I don't remember which one, but they had us view like a short film, and then they opened a door, and it's like, wow, the actual honest-to-God space shuttle is just there, like the real thing, it's there. And we went to Universal and, of course, Disney World again. We only spent a day at Disney World, so we didn't get to see all of it, but you don't have to go to Animal Kingdom, right? It's not really all that interesting. And honestly, if you're looking for Disney is more themes over rides, so if you're looking for some place with more rides than just, you know, characters walking around or theming, you might as well just go to your equivalent of Six Flags. Around here, the equivalent is Canada's Wonderland, which I love Canada's Wonderland, it's so great there, but of course it's obviously been closed this year, and I really hope they don't end up, like, shutting down over it. I know, I kind of get the feeling that a lot of parks are probably on the verge of shutting down after not getting to really have a summer season this year, so I really hope that Canada's Wonderland stays open. But, yeah. I bought this puzzle at a mall that was kind of near a big NASCAR racetrack, I think. And there was also this fancy outdoor walking area. I don't remember the name of it at all. I'm so bad with location names and locations in general and names in general, so yeah. But I bought this puzzle and regular decide what evolution it wants to evolve into, and them and Pikachu just go on an adventure meeting all these different evolutions, so Eevee can see what they're like, and then they can make a decision about what they want to evolve into, even though it's really up to the trainer, but they're friends being friends. Although personally, I gotta be honest, gotta stick with the classics. Well, not the classics, but you know what I mean. I gotta stick with the cute one. My favorite evolution is, of course, Sylveon, because Sylveon is fabulous, obviously. I mean, we really can't beat it with the bows and the tassels and the pink. I'm just a huge fan of the design, really. Let me try tapping the sides a little bit. Ooh, that's a different sound. I really hope this is coming through good on the mic. I think it should come at no surprise that I've never really done real ASMR before, but I've seen a few videos. They sit in front of the camera, they whisper, they move their hands about. A lot of people get really creative coming up with new ways to make sounds, Like, they'll mess around with household objects that you would never even think would make a good sound, but they do, apparently, so... A lot of people ask me what my favorite Pokemon is, but honestly, I just can't decide. Obviously, favorite evolution is Sylveon, but aside from that, I really don't know what my favorite would be. I mean, there are some. When I was a kid, I absolutely adored Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff was the best, but these days I'm just not sure anymore. I mean, there's obviously Drifloon, there's Stuffle, I think that's what it's called, the little dog thing that turns into a big pink bear. Yeah, I'm blanking on names, but there are so many Pokemon that I just see and I'm just like, oh my god, that's so adorable, that has to be on my team, like a Ribbonbee or Cutiefly. Man, I can't remember if it's Ribbonbee or Cutiefly that has the scarf, but a Pokemon with a built-in scarf, come on, that's adorable. Can't get around that. Like, there's just so many great ones, and there's a lot of bad ones too, but we won't talk about the bad ones. We don't have to discuss Garbodor in this household. We don't need to taint the purity of this video. But yeah, let's move on to my final object, which is the real heckin' plot twist here. And I'll show you what I got. Now this right here, believe it or not, is my prized possession, and it's because it's signed by the angry video game nerd himself, James Rolfe. He signed it for me at Con Bravo 2013 or 14, I think. Just, man, it has been ages, but it's still such a great memory, and he was such a cool guy about the whole thing. Like, I think he underestimated how many people would be coming there to take pictures with him and sign things. I did get a picture with him, that was really cool, but the thing was, there was a huge lineup of people wanting to take photos and get signatures, and he actually canceled his Cinemassacre panel that he was having after the meet and greet just so he could keep meeting fans and taking pictures with them, and that was his character.